I'm laughing at you because I think you're dumb.
I want a gold Dormammu.
Yeah.
So laugh all you want at me, Mobile Gamer. Yes, Valley Club, it is true. The classic Green Goblin is coming to Marvel Strike Force along with his Superior 6. We have a new diamond progression system coming. And this week, we had some bugged events, some extended mazes for some juicy compensation. I'm discussing that in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update with my brother, Mobile Gamer. And if you're ready for it, Mobile Gamer, let them know what to do.
Smash it!
And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is Mobile Gamer, and this is this week's edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We're going to discuss everything coming up in Marvel Strike Force. A lot of juicy tidbits that we got this week and everything that happened this week. Some juicy compensation. But if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's a lot more news videos, question and answer videos, gameplay videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But let's get right into it. Mobile Gamer, how are you enjoying this week in Marvel Strike Force? A lot went on this week.
A lot of stuff happened this week, and I feel like the improvements to acquisition to 7 yellow stars is a big topic. I'm sure we'll talk about it, and I'm skeptical, but overall, the things that they implemented specifically this week were very player friendly.
There's some very good things. And Superior 6, the rumors are true. Green Goblin, we're going to discuss their kits, but let's talk about the maintenance that happened yesterday. Server maintenance for some minor background processes was supposed to occur yesterday. It should be about 30 to 60 minutes. Well, it didn't last that long. The good thing, though, it went longer than we thought, but we're getting updates constantly. So server maintenance here. And it says server maintenance will last beyond 60 minutes due to technical difficulties. They gave a nice promotion to the channel here. And they're still working on some technical issues that keep keeping us updated. Continue experiencing unexpected technical difficulties. Another tweet, working on technical issues is going. ETA is still unavailable. Work is still going, but no ETA when servers will be back up. They promote Pathfinder Gaming's video here, and finally it is up live. Now, this was what, 6 hours, 7 hours?
Not quite 7 hours. Yeah, not quite 7 hours. Yeah.
Cosmic Crucible, Wars, a lot of stuff going on, and we did get some compensation for this. What did you think of this compensation package, Mobile Gamer?
I don't think it was as much as I thought it was going to be, but I think they did attempt to cover all the possible situations of what people missed out on, but they didn't. I'm sure they missed some, right? I don't think everybody was happy with this. Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, well, okay, and then, but I you know, it is what it is, right?
I thought it was pretty good. Did it make us whole for all the downtime that we got? Not really. But if you weren't planning the Blitz anyway, you got some free Blitz rotations from the orbs. So I guess that's one way to look at it. But yeah, it's fine in my opinion. Now, earlier this week, there was an event going on, Werewolf Warzone. I guess it's technically still going on right now. Now, they did run this in the past, and this was going on when we were at the Envoy Summit. And there was a way to manipulate this event because they did not have a cap the first time it ran. When we got notice of it, there was a cap. And the way to do this, you were supposed to be able to go in and lose a lot of your war battles here. Got some pretty good milestones here. The scoring was a little broken. There was a cap when we saw this. And then there was an offer that made it totally irrelevant here. So what this says, yesterday, 2 p.m., when the daily free claim for Werewolf Warzone went up, a bonus offer popped up using the free claim, and if a player purchases offer, it would add 150 war attacks, and it caused a number of issues with wars, with these milestones, and they just pretty much said, hey, you know what, screw this event. Everybody getting all the rewards. I thought this was a good response to this. They've been pretty good with their solutions to their issues that they've been having. What did you think of this compensation? Was this proper? And is there anything else they could have done to fix this event?
No, this was the correct response. I mean, the event was bad and ruined on 2 different reasons. The offer that just completely obliterated the event, you know what I mean, made it just not completely waste of time. And then also the cap, which was in the blog post, actually didn't make it into the event, because the way the event was structured the time before, if you're an alliance, and not everybody's in an alliance that full clears, but alliances that full clear had to play the event suboptimally. Basically, you had to intentionally lose the war by get enough attacks to maximize the event. So you're put in this strange situation. Do I lose the war, lose the war intentionally to optimize the event, or do I play correctly the way the game was designed and potentially miss out on a milestone?
There was a way you could have done it. You win the war and get all the bonuses if you just attack one team. And then because after you lose, you're gonna lose points on that one team, but you get all the bonus points and all the efficiency on everything else. So there was a way you could do it, but it doesn't matter this time. Everybody got all the rewards. It's fine. We got a lot of gold. Now, this came in conjunction with the new diamond system, the increased farmability. We got to notice that this was coming out earlier, and this was coming with some increased farmability. There's a lot that went on that for the yellow stars. They're going to increase the stack size in the war store and the raid store from 5 to 10, 20. A lot of this went live. I was thinking a lot of this would come in the future. This went live that day.
This all went live, yeah.
I was surprised. I thought this would be trickled out over the next few weeks. War store, character slots. Now they're at 9. They were at 3. Raid store is currently at 9, was at 4. More drop rates, twice as many character shards in the raid, blitz, and arena stores. Arena characters immediately going to the store instead of having to wait a few months in the orb.
Yeah.
And increased character drop rates from all character campaigns. That was awesome. More currencies in all the stores and finder offers for people willing to buy stuff. So a lot of farmability. What do you think of all the increased farmability that is coming because of this diamond system?
Well, for my account, this allowed me to finish 3 characters to take them from 6 to 7 and finish them. So there was an immediate benefit, from my account. And this is well received. This is great. Also worth noting, this absolutely was not a part of the initial plan for Diamond Stars. So this was bonus. This is good. I'm skeptical about some of the messaging, rightfully so, where they're talking about characters are going to be 7 yellow farmable, free to play, available after 6 months. That's what they're promising. We'll have to see, right? It's interesting. I think it's a step in the right direction.
I do as well. Now, I was there with you as well, but all this stuff got implemented that day, and I was surprised at that. Like I said, I thought this would be trickled out over the next few weeks, next few months, but we got all of this stuff that day. We also got characters farmable that day. Cosmo added a Crucible store. Iron Fist, World War II, and Gwenpool both added to the Blitz store and the Orb. I got them up to 7 stars right away. Firestar added to the War store. I got her to the next star level. Cosmo, I got to the next star level that day. Korg added to the Raid store and Raid Orb. I got him to the next star level that day. And Star-Lord Annihilation added to the Arena store. I think I got him to the next star level as well. Actually, no, I did not. I'm farming him very slowly.
I upgraded 3 characters.
So many characters that day.
I was happy with this. Yeah, 3 characters got upgraded for me, so that was great.
Now, the good thing about the bugs to that Warzone, all these character shards increased farmability came at the same time that we got all those milestones and a bunch of gold. So this was a fun day for me. I actually had the gold to upgrade these characters. This was awesome. How long have we not had a day like this? Was one of the most fun days in Marvel Strike Force mobile.
And for the first time, I have gold to the point where I started running out of training materials, which is, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I've been upgrading characters and getting the stuff done, and it feels like, I've been so strangled for a long time. So this week felt good in that regard, because at the end of the day, Diamond Stars is a progression system, which, what are you supposed to say about progression systems? Are we supposed to get excited that level 100's coming out someday and tier 19's coming? It's a progression system. It's just part of the game, right? It is what this game is. It is what it is, right?
It makes PvE content way easier and makes PvP content a lot harder, and it is what it is. The spread
between the mega spenders and free to play widens anytime that there's a new progression system introduced to the game.
Exactly, which is good and bad. What they also mentioned, Thor: Infinity War, Teen Loki are going to the Nexus campaign chapters 5, 9, 6, 9 on November 1st, and then November 6th, Quicksilver is added to the Cosmic Crucible store. So do you think that means he's going to be coming out of the Cosmic Crucible rewards as he goes into the store? And if so, what will be replacing him?
Well, they mention later that they're going to put some sort of diamond orbs in Crucible rewards. So I don't know if that's going to line up with this 11.6 or not. Or we're going to talk about that later. But they mentioned that after the sword, which is Tower 2.0, is going to, and then offers, of course, is going to be the way to get diamond stars. But then they mentioned it's going to be a part of Cosmic Crucible somehow. So we'll have to see if that lines up with this or not.
As far as your predictions, do you think that it's going to be just those diamond orbs and another character, or just the diamond orbs?
Probably just diamond orbs. I don't know about a new character. I've not heard anything about a character.
Well, we're getting Zombie Juggernaut. They're probably going to do the same thing with Zombie Iron Man, make him farmable next year. I'm wondering what they're going to do with Zombie Iron Man, and maybe that would be a good place for him. I don't know.
Oh, I think that'd be a fantastic place for him. Well, putting Zombie Iron Man in the Crucible store, it doesn't really make sense though, because he's a war character. Why would they do that?
I don't know. They put weird stuff, but
yeah, they do weird things. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Other thing they said, if he has too many stars, he might be too powerful. So maybe they don't want him too farmable. But I would like a new character there. All right, are you ready? Let's talk about this diamond system. This has changed since we really saw it. One of the big things that was addressed here was the ability to get yellow stars. And that was something that we did not see in our initial impressions. They just said, yeah, this is going to be the next progression system. What are some of the big changes that you noticed, including the farmability of red stars? I know some of the power levels. What are some of the big things for you that got changed in this?
All right. So the biggest objection across the board, and I'm talking about everybody, was that this was tied to 7.7, right?
Yeah.
And so when we first saw this, there was a lot of pushback on the 7.7 system, but then they introduced the incursion system, and then they started making gold promotions more available. So they've relaxed the 7 reds, and then it was very obvious that the main bottleneck was not going to be reds based on what they were going to do. The bottleneck was going to be on yellows, right?
Yeah.
And so this was not well received initially, and also the power levels of this was quite a bit higher, and so. The worry was that, the numbers were higher. I think right there, that's 35%. And I think the number that was initially proposed was closer to 50%. And so what that meant is that on new releases, when people, there's a certain segment of the population, and this may or may not affect you, but some people like myself are playing against players who 7 yellow and 7 red their characters in the first month that they come out.
Yeah.
And day one, and they're going to be banging out diamonds on them, let's say, and getting another 35% as shown here, or maybe 50%. And it's like, well, I'm not going to be able to interact with the diamond star system for what, a year? Like Icarus came out, and then it was more than a year before I could get Icarus to 7 yellow. Like,
yeah.
Why would I even want to?
A bunch of other characters they've done that with, right?
Like, I mean, from a practical standpoint, if you're the developer, is like me, I can't. Why do I want to buy diamond stars if I can't even get the characters to 7 yellow for a year or something like that? So there was no plan initially to make yellow stars more available, which is a primary bottleneck. I mean, there's still a red star, but I don't know if you've experienced that, or is your access to 7 reds just a lot better in the last couple of months?
Reds are not a bottleneck. It's the yellows. And honestly, Mobile, do you think they were surprised by that? I think they were a little shocked. They're like, oh, we gave you all these reds, and then we started mentioning the yellows. They're like,
yeah, the yellows are the problem.
I don't think they even thought of that. I think they were just like, we're giving you more reds. We're going to implement this. And they're like, but yellows are a problem, especially for the first few months. So, and
I don't know how long ago, Dark Beast came out, but I just barely got Dark Beast to 7 yellow like yesterday or this morning, right? That was like, well, that's not 6 months. That was like a year. So like if I you know, if the diamond stars are, you know, which is going to be random, right? Because it's an orb, right? Yeah. And it's gonna feel very similar to red stars. This is really not much different than red stars. I mean, this is blue stars, or this is an 8, 9, 10 stars. I mean, they're calling it diamond stars, but it really is just red stars, right?
Well, there's another way to look at it, Mobile, is you still have to get the 6 or the 7 gold stars, but this is effectively a 7th, 8th, and 9th red star that you could put on your character. And
yes.
You could look at it that way. This is more red stars that you could put on your character.
This is like 8, 9, 10 stars. Yeah, exactly. Right?
That's exactly what this is. There's no additional stuff. And you mentioned it briefly. They talked about a commitment to make characters farmable after 6 months and then make sure that they're relevant for at least a year. You were a little worried that they would not be able to follow those commitments. If they do keep these commitments, though, Mobile, do you think that these yellows are going to be as much of an issue as people are fearful about?
I mean, I think we could be cautiously optimistic. At face value, this is good, right? I mean, it just is. You know, because if we just read what they say and they follow through with it, I think that is player friendly or more player. It's better.
It's better.
Yeah, like you asked me this morning, you know, what I thought about this Diamond Stars, and I'm like, it's better than it could have been. You know what I mean? It could have been a lot worse, right? I think that's the way that I look at it, is this could have been a lot worse. And it's a progression system. How are we supposed to feel about progression systems?
I just got to say, I do feel that they weren't aware of the yellow star issue. That kind of blindsided them. Then they're like, oh, just focus on the red stars. So I'm glad that they did present this to the envoys, the player's voice, and get some feedback, because I don't think they were even thinking about that. But that's just my feeling. And they may have been. I don't know.
We talked about this a little bit before, and I want to be very explicit about this. At the end of the day, it's 100% their sole decision on what they're going to do. And the difference between Scopely today than a year or two ago is that they're taking in feedback, and they're taking in feedback from multiple sources. It's not just, you know, people in Envoy program or player voice movement. It looks like that they're communicating with their Discord mods, they're reading Reddit, they're reading comments on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube posts. It's an aggregate of it feels like, can I speak? I don't know if you feel this way, but do you feel like they're actually making an attempt to care about the game?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel there was a shift made about 6-8 months ago.
Yes.
I feel they're listening. And I think a lot of it had to do with that letter that the player's voice sent. The dev's like, oh,
something changed over there. I don't want to put too much thought into it, because I think things have reversed and things have not happened in the past. Like, you know, things just, you know, it is what it is, right? But it feels different.
Yeah, the game feels different. The compensation we're getting for errors, I mean, the extended downtime, 2 years ago, we probably would have gotten nothing, you know? So it's like, we're getting, the game is a lot better.
Yeah, and I don't know what changed. I don't know if it was a Dugan or an RJ thing. I don't know, but something's different over there. But something, and it feels like it's coming from the top. Like somebody on the top, I don't know if it's RJ or somebody above, I don't know who it is, but somebody's saying is like, you better listen to the community better and pay attention to what's going on, or you won't have a community for very long. Like, somebody actually said that over there, and it's a top-down directive, and it's filtered down even to the people that you and I interact with, like the community managers. They seem more attentive. Like, they're getting instructions to listen to the community, and it's just my perception is that it's better than it's ever been as far as that. There's problems in the game, right? And I'm not saying it's all rainbows and unicorns and all that stuff, but it seems like that they're making steps in the right direction, and they actually are acting like they care.
Yeah, and I do like what a lot of times they're mentioning these problems. They're aware of these problems. Now, they're not able to go and fix it immediately, but like, this is a high priority for us. We just need to get the hours to go back and fix this stuff. They're aware of a lot of issues in the game. They want it fixed. It seems like they don't have the bandwidth to fix everything that they want and get the game into the place that they want, but they're aware. So hopefully over time, we'll start to see some of these changes in the game that's better and better, especially the new player experience and like that.
We'll see, right? We'll just see how it goes.
We'll see. Let's talk about this economy for these diamonds. All right. It looks like it's a lot better than we saw it. As far as this economy, though, I'm not sure what to make of this, because I think we have to test this for a little while and see. But on its surface, we got these diamond credits, which are like normal for our normal characters that take
it's gold
yellow and silver
credits.
promotion credits, and then
it's
diamond,
dark promotion credits. Yeah, so it's basically it's exactly what it is. Yeah.
All right, so there's going to be 2 orbs. There's going to be a diamond orb that's going to guarantee 20 silver diamond credits per opening, and a diamond dawn orb guaranteeing 8 silver diamond credits per open. I'm not sure if this is good or bad, but if we go down to the economy, the cost to upgrade characters with silver diamond credits is to diamond 150. Diamond 2 is going to take 110. Diamond 3 is going to take 280, and then if you get some duplicates, there is a pity system. Any duplicate diamond drops converted to silver diamond credits the following amounts. A diamond 1 duplicate can be 10 of these. Diamond 2 duplicates be 30 of these, and diamond 3 is 80 of these. On its surface, it seems like a little low, but like I said, I do want to test this in game to get a reaction to this. What do you think of this economy and these upgrades and all that? What is your feeling about this? Do you think it's good, not enough, or kind of wait and see like myself?
Well, should I talk about? I mean, we saw a tentative proposal.
The embargo's lifted. You can talk about whatever you want.
If I can talk about this, I don't really know. Okay, so go back to the 2 orbs. All right, so there's 2 orbs, diamond orb and a diamond dawn orb, and what nobody knows is like what the availability is going to be in the sword tower, what's going to be offers. It's kind of unknown, right? But there's 2 different orbs. One of the orbs, like the diamond dawn orb, actually had elite 7s, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but a large percentage of the drop was just a 7 red star. And it didn't and it was completely random. And there was, it had nothing, and maybe you'll get a 1 diamond, 2 diamond, 3 diamond on bullseye, let's say, right? But what they said there is that it does have the guaranteed 8 silver diamond credits, but they said on average, it should be about 10 on that particular orb, which as you scroll down, it costs 50 to take a character for up to diamond 1, which is going to be like using gold promotion credits. And so this is not going to be the dark promotion credit legendary character. So we went through like our rosters and like who, let's say I do get to open 5 of these orbs, right? I get to open 5 of these orbs. I get the guaranteed silver diamond credits. Let's say I have enough 50.
Let's go to the roster. Who would you want to take up?
It's super easy. It's going to be the Kestrels and the Kings and the Weavers. Those are going to be the characters that are going to be my first picks, right?
So you just go to the top of my roster. Anybody non-dark promo credits, that's what I'm going to upgrade?
That's what's going to get upgraded.
That sounds good to me.
That's it. Because you're not going to be able to use Apocalypse. You're not going to be able to do Quicksilver. Those are dark promotion credits. So that's not going to be part of the system. But so whatever's at the top of your roster, your roster looks like mine. It's going to be, the first character that I'm going to take to like Diamond 1 is probably going to be Kestrel or King. I mean, Kestrel or King. It's going to be one of those 2. It's just that simple. It's going to be right.
Let me ask you an unrelated but similar question.
You don't have a 7 red king though.
So this is my question. Do you think I should buy this in the store or keep waiting on these incursion campaigns? I was going to wait for the incursion campaigns, but if these diamonds are coming sooner than later, it might make more sense to buy it in the store because there's not a lot of great characters to buy in the store. So what would you do if you're in my situation right now, Mobo?
I have a very, very specific suggestion. So normally, like on any of the characters that are in the incursion that you can randomly get a 7 red, you probably don't want to spend gold promotion credits on that character. However, Kang is different. Okay. Yes, Kang is just so good. So like if I would recommend spending the 150 gold promos on King.
I might do it since they're so prevalent and there's not a lot of characters that I would upgrade. So I might.
How many are you sitting on? Like some people are sitting on 1,000 gold promo credits. I don't know. I don't know how many.
It's around 1,000. It's around.
I strongly feel
13. Sorry, it's more than 1,000. It's 1,300. Yes.
My suggestion is
right now. Let me buy him right now.
I would pull the trigger on King now. If you wanted to be more practical and wait, but then when is that going to happen? How long is it going to happen?
That's the other sword, right? The other thing. If I wait right till diamonds come out, he might never pop up in this store and not get the incursion campaigns if I'm trying to be cheap. But yeah, I think.
I 7 red
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Kang is the exception.
And I don't regret it. And I don't have a problem suggesting that. Now the other characters, you know, whatever, Titania or something like that, don't worry about it. You know, you'll get that when you get it, right?
Yeah, the invaders, all that.
Yeah, just it'll happen when it happens.
Right. You've convinced me, Mobile. And another thing in the economy, the change rate for red star orbs got changed as well. Doubling what we're getting from Elite 4s, doubling from Elite 5s what we're getting. Elite 6s, instead of silver promotion credits, now turn to gold promo credits. And Elite 7s, you could get some silver diamond credits instead of these gold promotion credits. What do you think of these changes, at least initially? I know it's kind of hard to say without experiencing this, but what do you think initially of these changes?
Well, but we never interacted with this. I mean, have you ever converted an orb into a gold promotion credit or a silver promotion credit?
No, the orbs were so valuable before, so I've never done it.
We never interacted with this, so you know, I haven't done the math to see if this is going to be worth interacting with once the change is made. So we'll have to see.
I'm assuming no, but
yeah,
I'm glad that they increased the cost, the values for all that. I mean, that's a good thing, but I still don't think I'm going to interact with it.
I think it's going to be, you know, how anxious am I going to be to get, you know, a diamond 1 or a diamond 2 on let's say Kestrel or King. I mean, it might come down to that.
Possibly, yeah. We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you are planning to use this.
Yeah, because it's going to be random. Like, I mean, I'm going to be getting, you know, I know with my luck, I'm going to be getting diamonds on, like, you know, because it's random, like a red star orb, right? I'm going to be getting diamonds on Graviton and Bullseye and Korath and Ronin. And then what, right? You know, then what? You know, it's just like, oh, God, you know, so we'll have to see.
Sword Satellite, the new thing coming tower. The primary method of earning diamond promotions at launch will be through Diamond Dawn orbs, obtainable in a new tower mode called Sword Satellite. Like Avenger Tower, we have multi-floor experience with increasing challenge as you go. Now, we mentioned this sort of before. After this initial release, you'll be able to earn Diamond Dawn orb fragments and Diamond Dawn credits from the Crucible. So it looks like the rewards are getting changed. Pixel is probably getting out of there. But as far as the Sword Satellite, this is the requirements now, and I think the embargo's lifted about what we saw earlier. So
this was garbage. On that. Yeah, this was locked behind not 5 yellow, not 6 yellow, not 7 yellow, 7 red. This was locked behind 7 red, and you could only, at one point in time, this game mode, you could only go. So like the only way you could get diamonds was like maybe through this game mode. I'm guessing. I don't really know. Well, they said they're going to go into Cosmic Crucible, but like as the initial release of Diamond Stars, and you could only use your 7 reds. Like, come on, it was. Yeah, we made a big stink about this. You know how it is. I mean, I threw a fit about this.
When they initially released this, though, they didn't tell us about the incursion campaigns.
Yeah, we didn't know about anything.
Horrible. We still run into the yellow star issue, though. They're making the red stars more available, but the yellow stars you still run into. But yeah, it's very much like Tower. There's some changes running for 10 days, 40 floors instead of, 100 or so? 5 boss battles every 5 floors. Or minimum of 6, which means you're multiple ways. Boss battles having up to 10, and then getting a diamond currency. I've not tried this on the test server. I don't know if you have, but what are your thoughts just based on what you see right here on the blog?
Well, I mean, 5 yellow, you're going to be able to play it, right? Which was like, that was the main thing before, is like, what was the point if you can't even play the game mode unless you have 7 reds? What if you have 7 red characters and you're not going to go anywhere? So this is just way better. And you know, some things have changed. So I sincerely believe that it could have been a lot worse. Like all of the systems were just like, oh my God. And then, so now it's, you know, then a lot of people weren't happy with what they were proposing, right?
Yeah, so this is much better. I mean, and not everybody's going to be happy with this, but just know that this is way better than what was initially proposed. All right, and in addition to Diamond Sword Satellite, we got the announcement of the Superior 6. We are in a test server looking at Green Goblin Classic. We got Green Goblin Classic Superior 6. We got Spider Slayer coming to the Superior 6. Lizard and Craven the Hunter, along with some reworks to the rest of the Sinister 6, except for Swarm and the original Green Goblin. What was your reaction when you first saw this? And I know it was not yesterday, but when you first saw this team, what was your reaction? Superior 6.
So first of all, the kit to Green Goblin is highly interesting to me because it's kind of got like an anti-speed meta mechanic with the charge, so that even if for some reason or another, because they're going to be fast, right? Specifically in Cosmic Crucible, but it's for some reason you're faster, but you're not going to be able to ability block him. You're not going to be able to put vulnerable on him, and he's going to ping the attacker and penalize the adjacent targets. Even if he's going, second, whoever goes first is going to be penalized, right? And then when it feels legendary, like because this game is all about speed, right? And this is kind of built into the kit, some not anti-speed mechanics, but some retaliation, even if the other team is faster. I actually think it's a legendary character. When it feels legendary, right? Like hasn't Nova and Black Cat feel legendary? Well, so does Green Goblin. Green Goblin feels legendary.
There's going to be any viability for Green Goblin. He's supposed to be using Crucible. There's some war viability as well. You see this character infusing into Arena at all, taking a spot of one of the secret defenders, or maybe Apocalypse or something.
It's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, I think right now everybody's scrambling to get, super-skrull, right? Which is, and then that's going to be a big deal. So I don't know what the optimal team's going to be. Probably. I just don't know. It's hard to predict those type of things.
Yeah.
Feels legend. He looks legendary. I can tell you this. He's a DD6 no brainer. We haven't seen the gear tier requirements on them like fully. Like I got to wait until I see it on MSF.gg and I
think Green Goblin's definitely a choice for Dark Dimensions.
Yeah, DD6 for sure.
You have to. Now, the one thing that I noticed, these legendary characters, the new ones, Black Cat, Nova, now Green Goblin, have these awakened abilities. We have them available for Nova, not yet for Black Cat. How long do you think it's going to take for these awakened abilities to be available for a Green Goblin?
Okay, so in my video yesterday, I just passed over them. I was like, I don't know when these are coming. I just you can read, they're on the screen,
Months
you can
later.
read them, but even the Nova ones were so cracking heavy. I mean, you had to spend over $400 to get them, and it just
it's mainly how many people? It's mainly for
how
war.
many people have them? And then Black Cat hasn't been made available, so it's a nothing burger right now.
All right, so Green Goblin, very, very legendary. Spider Slayer, any use for this character outside of War and Crucible or outside of the Superior 6? Is this just a character on this team, or does he have some plug and play value as well?
I don't remember the specifics, but he had kind of an built-in anti-vulnerable mechanic. And then also right there, it says apply defense up and deflect itself and all villain allies. So that's a call out to be placed in a non-Superior 6 team.
Yeah, this probably is not probably the least exciting out of
right
all
there.
of them.
Well, look right there. On self or ally clear all vulnerables on this character. He's almost not going to have vulnerables on him.
I like that. That is good. That's a good one. Just hopefully so with that crit being important, how many of these characters do you see as Raider, just as your initial impression?
I didn't get into that, to be honest with you. I was going to wait until I play it, and that kind of stuff right there. I think it requires a village of idiots to come to a consensus rather than just trying to guess through it. I mean,
good point on that. Good point on that one. Hype level for Lizard. I think this is most people's least favorite character model. What do you think of this character model and his kit?
Well, I mean, it's basically, from what I can see, this guy is going to be played exclusively with Green Goblin. He has the Green Goblin call outs. I mean, he's the tank for Green Goblin, right?
Now, as far as the newer characters, I thought this character might have some Dark Dimension 6 viability. Did you see any viability for any of the Superior 6 characters outside of Green Goblin, or was it just Green Goblin that you were looking at?
Well, to be frank, I've already finished my Cosmic and City, so I was only considering Darkhawk,
just a legendary
Goblin.
for you.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I should be looking for everybody, but I was looking for my roster. I can't help it. I was mostly looking at Green Goblin viability and.
All right,
Darkhawk
Craven the Hunter,
viability.
big damage dealer. He looks very, very exciting. I think he's gonna be a good character, but I actually want to go back to Darkhawk. Is he a consideration for your legendary now? since that is the section that you're going up against now.
So so let's say there's 3 no-brainers for that node, right? Which is going to be
legendaries, the new legendaries.
Yeah, the new legendary. So it's the non-apocalypse, non-horseman legendary part in DD6, right? So there's 3 no-brainers, and I think Green Goblin's one of the no-brainers, right? Green Goblin's a no-brainer, Nova's a no-brainer, Black Cat's a no-brainer. Yeah. So then you're stuck with
what are the other 2?
Omega Red, Shuri, Nick Fury.
I don't think Shuri's in that. I think it's the 3. Yeah. I think it's Fury, Omega Red, and Ock. That's your choices at this point.
So I'm leaning towards Doc Ock and Omega Red. I think Omega Red's good, and Doc Ock. He kind of got. We have to see, but he kind of feels like this Scarlet Witch. Treatment.
Well, just the argument here. He's on a more recent team. Nick Fury's on an older team. They're like the 3rd raid team to come for these incursion raids, so they're probably going to be replaced before this team is replaced. So from the longevity perspective, it seems like Ock will have more use later.
Yeah, and so if I'm being fair, the reworks to Shocker probably are more impactful than some of the reworks to Doc Ock, because you're going to be summoning Shocker, right?
Yeah.
And so Shocker now has a battery on his special, and he has turn meter manipulation on his ultimate.
Yeah. The other one that I might consider for Dark Dimension is Vulture. This guy's kit looks very good. He is a city character. I know you're already done with city, but he has
I probably would have.
Vulture.
Yeah, I think I would have considered some of these characters, and we're going to have to go back and look at it, because City was a mess. My goodness, and City's a mess, and then Cosmic was a mess. So any improvements to those nodes are going to be appreciated, because there's not other than for City, there's not a lot of strong choices. You've got the new Robbie and the new Ms. Marvel, Hard Light, and then Big Time Spider-Man.
Those are 2 no-brainers. After that, it gets very muddy.
Then it gets really muddy, and I think a lot of people want to use Cloak and Dagger, but they're
mystics.
expensive.
They're mystics.
They're mystics, and there's just too many good mystics. So then I think I ended up with like Firestar and 2099. I would take one of these characters for sure. I don't know which one, but whatever
you have the gear, whatever you have the most gear for, so you take.
Yeah.
All right, so this looks very exciting. Let me know in the comments if this is going to change any of your choices for Dark Dimension 6. And speaking of the Superior 6 Green Goblin, to unlock this character, now we don't have a date for this, but we do know now that you're going to need new Avengers and or the Rebirth. If you want difficulty 5 through 7, and if you want difficulty 8 and above, you need both of these teams. This is a great thing if you're just looking for the unlock. Not as great if you're looking for a big green goblin. So Mobile, which camp do you fall into? That it's great for players that are looking for the unlock, or are you a little disappointed that you now need 2 teams if you want to build a very big green goblin?
Okay, so the issue that I have with this is not that it's Rebirth or New Avengers, is that when the nodes become so specific, then the nodes are tuned for the teams, and then it becomes like a raid situation where they know what the optimal team is, and then they build the node and the difficulty around the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so as far as Rebirth, I feel like anybody that is doing the higher levels of the raids, the boss nodes are very challenging. What difficulty does your alliance do for the raids?
We're on 1.4. We're going for a 1.5 next week, though. We're going for a 100% run, and then probably 1.6 soon after that.
Yeah, 1.6. The people that have been doing 1.6 in the raids, you have to have, a monstrous Rebirth to get through it. It's challenging. And so there are a lot of people, like myself included, who dumped a lot of resources into Rebirth. And it's not uncommon, where I did not have to put a lot of resources into Invaders or Bifrost or even Pegasus, for that matter. I feel like if my 5 current raid teams right now, we're obligated to put a ton of resources into, Dark, whatever that is, the Apocalypse, the Archangel team, right? We had to put a lot of Death Seed. Yeah, we had to put a lot of resources into Death Seed just to get Apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
And then Rebirth was actually hard. and it just required a ton of resources. So it is what it is.
With that said, though, is this benefit for more players because they have to build Rebirth anyway? And if you're just looking for unlock, it's like almost a free legendary.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Once you've met the requirements to unlock the character, right? So there's two different issues, right? It's like, what do you need to unlock the character? Because that is you just playing against the event.
Yeah.
But then after that, after you've unlocked the character, it changes and it doesn't matter as much because you're playing against other players. It is a leaderboard. Yeah. And so then it's not a function of, is this node fair or not fair? Or is this node hard or not hard? Is, can you do better than the person next to you? It's just like this, the expression is, you don't have to swim faster than the shark. You just have to swim faster than the person next to you. You just have to be able to get through the node better than somebody else. And that's going to be a function of a couple things. One, you know, your wallet and how big your team is. And two, how much time and intellect are you willing to put into the nodes to do better than somebody that is unwilling to spend the time or try to understand the nodes.
Yeah. All right. So let me know your thoughts, guys. There's good to this. There's not good to this, but I guess it depends which kind of unlock you were doing for Green Goblin. We got a lot more value in the game, MobileGamer, with spending. New battle pass values here. We got a lot of this armory 18 fragments in these. I'm not showing the right one, but we got a lot of armory 18 fragments in this. In the strike pass, we got a lot of dark promo credits in that. A lot of value right now. Did you purchase these, and are these required for their huge values right now if you're really looking to be a competitive player in Marvel Strike Force?
All right, so here's the thing, and this is going to be a strange conversation because there's like two sides to the coin, right? So like, if you're a free-to-play player, do you really care that there's Kraken spending, you know, $100 plus on 1,200 dark promos? I mean, does it really affect you, right? You know what I mean? Because it's so expensive and so outrageous. Now, where free-to-play starts to worry and say, hey, this is not really right, is when there are $20 offers that give the person that spent $20 a significant advantage. So these are high value, you know, compared to what they were. So I'll say it like this. If you're going to spend $80 a month on Marvel Strike Force, this is where I would start. It's $20 a week. There's 4 of these, you know, there's 2 strike pass, 2 battle pass, so a total of 4 passes a month, $20 each. And the value between the paid track and the free track has been bumped up a lot. I mean, look at that right there. You got 20 versus 2 right there on the 18s.
The free pass didn't have gear 18, so it's not.
Okay,
it's getting a little better, slightly better.
But it's certainly value spender friendly, but it is not free to play friendly.
What do you think this means for the long term of the game? Is this a good thing or a bad thing for the game? Because light spenders, heavy spenders, this is awesome. The free to play is how much is this widening of the gap going to affect the game?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm a value spender. I do spend more than $100 a month on this game. Usually I average about $200-300 a month, which is more than a lot of people. So someone that is spending like me, this is good. Someone that is spending zero, they may be compelled to spend $80. I don't know if that's good. There definitely is going to be a spread between the person that's willing to spend to $80. You know, this right here is $20, you know, versus somebody that is not.
Now, for myself,
what about you? I'm curious. What, are you going to buy these?
I already bought them.
Yeah, I bought them. I don't know what to tell you. I've been buying them, so it is what it is. Yeah, I've been buying them.
What I was going to say is before I got into Dark Dimension 5 and got all this, or even got all the stuff for Apocalypse, I would buy these and then I would get into Dark Dimension 5. After I got into Dark Dimension 5, I don't think I bought a Striker Battle Pass until very recently. So that was over a year that I don't think I bought any of these. So I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this after Dark Dimension 6 is my point.
I haven't been auto buying these up until recently. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been in the last couple, when did this start? A month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, I wasn't buying them. It's just like there's nothing here. I don't need the character. I don't really care. Specifically, the battle pass. I was opting out of the battle pass oftentimes, especially if the character was, no interest or I didn't need. So I was probably buying a quarter of them at best.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not sure what I'm going to do once I'm done with Dark Dimension 6, because a lot of the value is try to get me through Dark Dimension 6 quicker, make content. And then now if I get through Dark Dimension 6, I don't know if I'm going to still buy these, but the value, even these newer character shards, is still kind of worth the $20. When I think of what they charge for those initial offers and what I'm getting for this, it might be just better to wait on those initial offers still than in the battle pass if you're just looking for to stretch your money the furthest.
Right. And I mean, one of the things that we've talked about, and this is going to kind of be an abstract point, is that, it seems to me in the past, they've cared very little for value. It was like, they almost had like the philosophy that, well, the Krakens are going to spend no matter what. So let's just make everything super expensive. And so there was because I know people would say, well, if they just added more stuff or added more value, more people will spend. Well, here we are. This is what this is. So, everybody gets to make their own individual decision. I prefer value offers like they're offering in the battle pass. But it's still $80. Holy moly, $80. What kind of game has $80 worth of battle passes a month? I mean, like some games
so
only
much
have
value though, Mobile. You're getting like
a lot of money.
$8,000 worth of value.
Oh God, get out of here. We've all been tricked. We've all been tricked with the Scopely economy, Scopely, whatever, right?
It's battle
outrageous.
Pass is like 8,000% off. This is a huge value.
Get out of here. I know what you're saying, but we've been tricked. Yes.
I know. I've been tricked for so long. It's kind of, it's just normal now. All right. I just want to talk a couple of things about this Blitz event going on right now. First is on the cooldowns. When are the cooldowns coming back to 1 hour Blitz, Mobile?
I don't know, but there was a message from from Archangel somewhere that they're looking into it. He publicly he responded to somebody asking about it, but I kind of thought it was going to be here for this, and it isn't.
I thought it would too. All right,
I was under
an issue.
I was under the impression that they were going to make it happen, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I thought it would be a sooner rather than later type of change. So, this event not as good as it could have been. What am I trying to say? This event could have been less horrible than it actually is, because Blitz is not fun.
It's the most horrible.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. No, but Blitz is not good. We've said it a lot of times, but I'd rather Blitz for 8 hours than 16 hours if I'm going to have to do it for these events. But let's talk about this orb. This orb, drop rate, not very good. There's a 70% chance to get 2 Darkhawk shards, which means 1 Blitz rotation is about 2 Darkhawk shards. Yeah. Is it worth it for you to spend that time to get 2 Darkhawk shards, MobileGamer?
I Blitz when I can. I'm not a diehard blitzer. I'm not a fan of the game mode.
I'll get those Darkhawk shards.
I blitz.
That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is.
So the game was down since yesterday. I did 1 blitz rotation on stream. I have not done one since, it's been 12 hours. I haven't done a blitz rotation. Oh,
so the compensation was like 4 free blitz rotations for you. That's just the orb compensation. That's 20 minutes for you.
I mean, I like the idea of blitz being available to people that are willing to do it, and it gives them a small advantage or an advantage that they over someone that's unwilling. I do like that idea.
That's a good thing about Blitz. If you want to be grindy,
but in concept, is it even a game? Like, you're pressing 3 buttons 52 times or whatever it is. Come on, get out of here.
It's not even a game. But it's evolved so much into just
it's not a game.
All right, let's talk about the Project Pegasus, the other thing that's going on live. So we actually have 2 showcase events for Pegasus team right now. You're shaking your head. You're not a fan of this. I don't know if who's.
It's not that I'm not a fan. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just rewarding the people that spend. I'm not. I don't see
a problem with that though. I don't see a problem with that.
It didn't motivate me. I buy the $25 offer. I buy one offer, and I buy the cheapest one, whether it's $25. So, I bought Ironheart for $25, and that was better than spending $50, let's say. Yeah. And then, then I took Ironheart to gear tier 15, and I'm able to get through the challenge, right? But
challenge tier 15, yeah.
The legendary and the bonus is not a thing, and this is how much I don't care. I don't know what the rewards are for the legendary and the bonus because I'm not gonna do it. No,
hey, but the challenge had a lot of ISO 8.4. That's a huge bottleneck for me. I was happy with the challenge. I like that.
Yeah, I'll take the challenge. I mean, so free to play, they're going to have to scramble to unlock Ironheart and then get Ironheart up to 15 and then go through it, right? So that's a thing too, right?
That was my question. We got 15 days left on this. Are free to play going to be able to get through this challenge mode? Is they going to get the unlock on time from the monthly milestone? Because it's very likely she's next month's month-long milestone. Obviously, we don't know if she's going to be a lot of charge towards the beginning of the event or towards the end of the event. Do you think free-to-play players that did not get any of these characters will be able to get this Project Pegasus challenge difficulty?
Okay, so if you're a free-to-play player and you feel like you're missing out on the energy and getting through it, the energy is kind of useless. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the energy.
Yeah, it's the first time rewards. First time rewards.
It's the first. So I just want to convey that the first time rewards is meaningful, but the daily energy it's okay. It's nothing great. Is it worth
Well,
I don't know. I don't think so.
On this Across the Infinity, on this challenge mode.
Okay, well those are different.
It's a little different. This one is worth it, but
yeah,
on
the
Project Pegasus one,
that's what I wanted to say. Is it's different because you could get the focus and the health catalyst on the other one. You get like, I don't know how many you get. Sometimes you get 20, 30. Sometimes like it's
I get 40. When I do 100, sometimes I get 40. So that's awesome.
So that is good, but that's not true on the other event. It's just not the same. Yeah, you're not missing out on much if you're worried about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Other thing that is ending, more whale stuff. The golden dimension is also ending. And for that is whale stones for the big gold Dormammu costume. Were you paying attention to this at all?
I don't care about that event. I just don't care.
I kind of was, because sometimes a couple days I spent a lot of gold. I'm like, hey, I got some of these gold phase bits. What are we going to do with this? Just a little disappointed. It's they're not going to run this again and going to costume credits, but that is what's happening there.
I mean, maybe I'm a snob, but a gold reskin doesn't do it for me. It just does nothing for me at all. It's like Marvel Snap had that too. Remember those inkified?
Oh, those are good. Those are good.
Cool. It's stupid. Just turn your saturation off on your phone if you want ink black and white. It's stupid. Dumb.
Am I gonna buy it and spend a lot of money? No, but will I try to push for it as like a bragging rights thing? Maybe.
I don't care. Yeah, well, know this: if you're a person that cares about having a gold Dormammu, I'm laughing at you because I think you're dumb.
I want a gold Dormammu. Yeah. So I'll laugh all you want at me, MobileGamer, because I want one.
But please understand, like, if you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get a gold Dormammu, and people are gonna think you're cool. No, I don't think you're cool.
Wait, you don't think you're cool. You don't think I'm cool if I get one? Well, I'm not gonna get one, so I'm not gonna be cool anyway. So it doesn't matter.
The opposite effect is happening.
You're going to draw the hate for that. All right. So, I was a little disappointed, but after this conversation, maybe I'm glad that I'm not unlocking that costume.
I'm being silly, but of course. I just don't care.
We're being silly. We're always being silly.
I just don't care that much.
Data mines. We have new data mines, and not too big as far as what is upcoming. I think the official stuff that is upcoming is a lot bigger, but just some events. We have a event coming up for Zombie Juggernaut. At least according to Data Mines, you're going to need points for that by battling Alliance War using undying characters and completing the daily webstone, which you're going to have to spend cores for. And unfortunately, maybe you should be tanking in Cosmic Crucible this week, because there is another 4-day event that looks like it's coming up. You need to win in Cosmic Crucible battles. MobileGamer, do you think they're going to use a limit system correctly for this event, or you're going to be screwed if you have like a super-skrull on defense this week?
Yeah,
or the week that this is running?
Oh, so I mean, this week I was paired up, and 3 of the players had super-skrull, and I'm in the final round with super-skrulls. And I actually only paired up once against a super-skrull, and I was actually able to win. It's possible, but boy, it is. If you've played against super-skrull,
No,
it's stacked against you. It just is.
I'm staying in diamond on purpose. I'm not trying to move up the masters.
I see. I'm not willing to like sandbag. I enjoy the game mode too much to do that. But like, I understand that a lot of people are accusing, some of these super-skrull owners of sandbagging intentionally, and it's starting to filter into levels where people are not normally playing against super-skrulls.
Yeah, I've had a few. Luckily, the people that have had them haven't had them on defense. They've used them against me on offense, so I've been lucky there. But back to my original question: do you think they're going to use the limit system for this event correctly, or it's going to be like some of the previous Crucible events that we've had?
I'm not sure. I think the problem that people are talking about is like, sometimes you will go up against a turtle, and that kind of messes with your event, right? That's the problem, right?
If they only use limits on these events, it would be fine. So hopefully they've gotten the message from the multiple people that I've told them, and hopefully they are able to do something and implement it. Because I know a lot of times they want to do stuff and they just don't have the dev time to do it. And that was one of the big takeaways from that summit that we got. But that is it, MobileGamer. A lot that went on this week. Anything else that I missed in this news update?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Anything that you got coming up that you want to promote before we end this?
I'm a meat popsicle. I have no idea.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, gave some value about what is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force and some things that you need to prepare, make sure you leave it a like. It is free for you, and it helps out the channel tremendously. I will see you guys next time. And if you want to see what to do to win an arena right now, make sure you check out the video up there. Are you ready for that fist bump, MobileGamer?
Woo, fist bumps.
All right. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, MobileGamer out. Have a great day, guys.